Hi, I've got a story for you about Kali today. Kali, I think, is often misperceived and thought of as the goddess of death, but she's not the goddess of death at all. She's actually kind of the opposite. She's this benevolent, motherly goddess who protects us. And she does look quite scary, though. She's got super sharp, long fangs, and she has this wild, disheveled hair, but it's also kind of luxurious and amazing. And she wears around her neck a garland of skulls. And upon her waist, she wears a skirt made of severed hands, and they're dripping with blood, and she's just black as night. So her name, Kali, the word Kal comes from the word for time, and it also comes from the word for black or darkness. So she's darker than even the darkest night. She's black like a black hole is black. And she represents this mystery from which we all come. From this mystery, this possibility, all of the stories, the great cosmic soup of all the possibilities in the whole world, all the many ways that our story could be written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. That's Kali. She's just that energy of change and transformation. She eats time, she devours it, so that we might move forward into the next phase, so that we might write the story again, so that we might stir up that dark cosmic soup that is her very body, her very form, to recreate ourselves. That's Kali. And one of the stories about how Kali came to be is there was a demon. There's always some terrible demon. And this demon's name was Raktabija. And Raktabija means blood seed. And so this particular demon had a boon that whenever he was cut, that where the blood poured, as soon as it touched the ground, another Raktabija would be born. So anytime someone tried to slay him, his blood would spill, and 1,000 more Raktabijas would then grow, and there'd be demons everywhere. And so the gods were all at their wits' end. They didn't know what to do, how to slay this terrible demon. And so they went to Shiva, and Shiva couldn't be reached. Shiva was sitting deep in meditation, and they couldn't even get to him. He wouldn't open his eyes. And so they went to Shiva's partner, his consort Parvati, and they begged Parvati, please, you've got to do something. And Parvati did. Parvati transformed into Kali, and she strode into battle riding a fierce tiger, and she unrolled her giant tongue. And her tongue unrolled, and it covered the entire battlefield. And then she called upon all the gods to charge at Raktabija and to slay him. And all the blood that poured onto the battlefield, before it could even hit the ground, she caught it with her tongue, and she licked it up and licked it up and licked it up. And so she saved the world by drinking all of Raktabija's blood. So then Kali, though, after she saves the world, she's really happy and she wants to do a victory dance. Now remember, she's Shiva's consort, right? Because she came from Parvati, and Shiva's Nataraja, the great king dancer. And so Parvati too, she loves to dance. And so she goes and starts dancing all around the battlefield, and she's dancing upon the bodies of the slain demons, and she's pounding her feet into these slain demons, and she's having such a good time. She's getting really kind of like she just wants more and more. She wants to dance and dance and dance, and the gods have to stop her. They've got to calm her down a little bit, because she's just going absolutely wild. Kali, one of the reasons why I love Kali so much is because she is just the primal wild inside all of us. And so this primal wild goddess is just going crazy, and Shiva throws himself underneath her feet. Her beloved falls beneath her feet, and all of a sudden she realizes that she's pounding on Shiva with her feet, and she's about to kill him, and so she stops. She's astounded, and her tongue falls out of her mouth, and she gets a shocked expression on her face, and you often see this image of her with the tongue falling from her mouth and sort of a stunned expression. And that's the moment when she was stunned out of her trance. And she picks up Shiva and she holds him in a sweet moment, and she becomes super peaceful and calm again. And so Kali and Shiva, they are both these forces of transformation, these forces of destruction, yes, but benevolent destruction, the destruction of our ego, the destruction of our ignorance, the destruction of all that stands in the way of our true awakening. So she is, in that respect, really, really benevolent and gracious. And she is also super wild, as represented by her long, wild hair. They say Kali's wild hair shows that she can never quite be tamed, which I think is pretty great. And one of my favorite poets is Atticus, and he says, love her, but leave her wild. I think that would be Kali's motto. Namaste.